desire to move your life from reacting to things to owning your life? If that sounds appealing to you, then stick around for this video. Let me first start with a proper introduction. I'm Connie Jo Holmes. I'm the founder of BU2BFULL Hypnosis and Coaching, and that is my mission in life, which is to teach individuals how to confidently and courageously move from reacting to life to owning your life. Just hearing those two words, react versus own, who doesn't want to own something? And I have to tell you, I'm very blessed in my life because I have found myself in a position that at 52 years old, that I do know and confidently feel that I am owning my life. Did it take a lot of work, a lot of discipline? Yes, it did. It took a lot of self-reflection, a lot of personal development, a lot of professional development. But I am here and it feels wonderful. And that's why it's my mission to show other people how to do this. And so I want to let you know that, as a coach and a hypnotherapist, I see clients one-on-one. But this year I have added to my array of offerings a lot of different online courses, webinars, and workshops and things like that. So I do encourage you to take a look at the description below for a link to all the different offerings that I have. It's quite a variety, and I do plan on adding to them as the year goes on. So please check back regularly. But on that note, I wanted to just spend a little bit of time in this video because, one, I do hope I see you on the inside at one of these courses. But in the meantime, I at least want to give you some value during today's video. And what that is, if you are sitting here right now and you're just feeling a little blah, bored, unmotivated, finding yourself in a position and or with emotions that you normally don't have. Maybe you're a recent empty nester. Maybe you recently had a relationship change, maybe a job change, whatever it may be. And just, you're just kind of unsure. I want to give you a thought on how to actually help yourself get out of that. And so I need to tell you, I actually write about this in my book. I have a book that is titled Be You to Be Full, Learn the Art of Self-Acceptance for a Life of Confidence and Fulfillment. And I actually talk about it in this book, and part of it, I actually have a worksheet that you can also, there'll be a link down below where you can access my free worksheets from my book off of my website. Okay. But let me talk about it here just so you today can walk away with some value from this video. And I encourage people to start with, really trying to understand who you are now, but also what you desire to be. And I think words that we use are so very important. So that's why with this exercise, I ask people, no matter if these words are real right now or they're words that you would love to have in the future, words that you would love to imagine hearing people say about you. Because in doing that, it really sets the stage for the type of person you want to be, maybe the type of lifestyle you desire, the type of life you want to live. And I think that's such a great starting point. So let me explain what it is. So again, it's titled Words That Describe Me. So imagine yourself if you were at, somebody's house or, wherever you're at work, and you walk by a room of people and you just happen to hear them talk about you. And if you heard them talking about you, what words would you love to hear them say about you? And then in addition, so then you list 10 of them. Yes, 10. Don't stop short at 6 or 7 and say it's good enough. It's not. List 10 of them. But then after you list those words, go back to them and ask yourself why. Why is it important for me to imagine and discover someone saying this word about me? Why is that important to me? So the reason why, one, again, just discovering these words is important is because you're picking up on words that are resonating with you. They're words that, again, whether you possess them right now or they're words that you are striving to be in your future, it's something that can drive you and to motivate you. And then once you know what those are and then the why, it can help you just identify, a path to get there. So the reason why I encourage people to do the why is because that is where the beauty of anything lies, is when you drill something down and down and down and you get to the root of what it is. So here's an example. And actually, this is a real thing. I actually overheard a neighbor saying this about me once, and they called me Capable Connie. And I tell you, nothing put a smile on my face more than that. I just love that, Capable Connie. So then I sat there and it's like, why do I like that word capable? And to me, that word capable represents strength, grit, courage, trust that somebody knows I'm capable of enough of taking something from A to Z. That's very empowering to me. So that's why that's a really, really good word and why I really liked it. But the reason I want people though to do it is because, one, just like my example of Capable Connie, so one, that's a word that's going to stay on there, right? But then if I had another word and I was kind of drilling down with my why, but it just didn't quite stick as much, it didn't resonate as much, you know what, then maybe that's a word I throw on the back burner. So for that reason, I do encourage people, definitely start with 10 words, but if you can get up to 15 or something, that's even, better. And the reason behind that is because, as you're doing the why and you're kind of weeding through it, maybe this word didn't quite stick, but you've got a word over here that you can grab. But anyways, so again, 10 words, it might sound like a lot, but one, it really tests you and challenges you. But then again, once you have your words, these are words that I would love to hear somebody describe me with. Then it drives you. One, you might see a common theme. Maybe you'll see strength in there. Maybe you will see, I don't know, truth and honesty, whatever it may be to you. And then you can be like, okay, do I possess those now? Do I possess all of them? Do I possess some of them? This clearly must mean a lot to me because it's, I have a somewhat of a common theme on my list. And so whether you possess this now or not, that that's a path that you want to go down. And how beautiful. It's a great way to discover who you are. So I hope that is helpful. I want to add one other quickie thing here. I always encourage people, whenever you sit down and you do some self-discovery, I always encourage people, for the most part, plan an hour. Just go tuck yourself away for an hour. Set an alarm, and that's all you do for that hour. Your cell phone's in the other room, pets are in the other room, kids, family, whoever, any distractions are in the other room. And it's just you in this private area. And then I encourage people to bring in all 5 senses when you do something. And there's logic behind that, which I'll get to in a second. So I always encourage people. So like if I was to do this tomorrow, this is what I would do. It's not yours, you pick your own, but I'm just using mine as an example so that I can show you the different senses that I'm talking about, okay? So I'm blessed in that I have a Zen room in my home, and it's beautiful, it's warm, I love it. So I would go out into my Zen room, and so visually pleasing, it's a beautiful room. So that's my visual. I would play music in the background, whether I put on Pandora and some, Zen station or whatever it is. Or if you decide to go out into a park, maybe sit underneath a tree and listen to the birds. So that's, the auditory. I would always have my favorite drink, whether it's a hot drink or a cold drink, I would have that. That's the taste. I would be burning a candle. So then that's the smell. And then I would, always bring in like a nice, warm, comfy, soft lap blanket, and I would have that on top of me. So that's the kinesthetic. I'm feeling that on me. So right there, I brought in all 5 senses. Most people, just so you know, within, everyone has a primary sense. And usually it falls within, we call it in the hypnotherapy world, VAC, which is visual, auditory, or kinesthetic, which is feeling. But the reason I have to tell you why this is so important is because One, whenever you can get yourself in that environment and just bring it all in, it just makes a richer experience. It gives you a better foundation. But I also like it because if you do an exercise and let's say 3 months down the road, you somewhat forget it or you want to recall something from it, you know what? Maybe the next time you burn that beautifully cinnamon scented candle, you're like, oh, the last time I burned this, I was out in my Zen room doing this exercise, and it brings it back. If a song comes on the radio, you're like, oh, the last time I heard this, I was out doing this. It's anything to help you recall it. And so I always like to use this as an example. I either use grandma making cookies and it takes you back to her kitchen, or my personal one is I had a grandfather who smoked a pipe. And nowadays, at least in my circles, people don't really smoke a pipe anymore. But whenever I smell a pipe, immediately I am catapulted back to my grandma and grandpa's house, and I'm like talking to grandpa, or I'm in his home and I'm just smelling that pipe. And it's amazing. He has been gone since 1996. And if I smell a pipe today, boom, I'm right back there. So that's just a very personal example about how when you do things and bring in all the senses, it can take you back to that moment. So I hope this was helpful. And, if I hope you can do one of these events. Again, I have them, kind of at different entry points and things like that. So I really sincerely hope to see you on the inside. But if not, I hope this video with this exercise for you to do is helpful for you in the meantime and starts to set a path for where you want to go to move from reacting to your life to owning your life. All right. I hope it was helpful. Have a fabulous day. Bye.